Warning. The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful.
Funny things that you think's funny aren't funny.
Give me cocks all the time. I want cocks all over me.
The Alan Cox Show kicks ass, man.
Welcome.
Show me what you got.
You're not going to see a lot of cocks on TV.
Alan Cox from the Alan Cox Show.
I don't know what it's about you, but I can't even stand your voice.
You know when he's Mr. Tough Guy when he's standing behind a microphone?
I think you're the biggest asshole alive.
It's gonna be a great show.
Let's kick it. I'll say kick it, and you'll just kick it with a tasty groove, okay? 1, 2, 3, kick it. Kick it, come on. God damn it. Could you one time kick it? What the?
Alan Cox.
Here we go. He'll ad-lib. He'll be fine.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Okay, hey, what's going on? How are you? Good afternoon. Hi there. Couple of last minute things to get to here. Good afternoon. My name is Alan Cox. Thanks for showing up. Happy Monday and all that. Say hello to Bill Squire, who's right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share a cold one with the boys.
Hey, Mary Santora.
Hi, guys. No babies.
What's going on?
Hey.
No Poundcake today. He's out taking care of some business. TCB, as they say. He's getting it. All right. He's getting his eyebrows threaded.
And it's the only appointment they had open.
And it could possibly take all week, from what I understand.
One
this
little
kid.
brow at a time.
Well, they call it micro-threading or something.
Microblading?
Even better. Even better.
That's where they, like, tattoo them on,
That's
basically.
where they tattoo them, but the threading is where they take the dental
Pieces.
floss and just rip them out.
Yeah, I never understood
clink,
that.
clink,
The threading, right? I've seen it done, but I still don't know how it works.
I heard it's painful. I've never had it done.
It looks painful.
I've seen my daughter get it done, and it's painful, but it looks great.
It looks good. Yeah. I've been
worth the pain.
blessed that I didn't mess up my eyebrows too bad as like a kid, because when you're like 14, I feel like when you get into high school is when you start messing with them, plucking them when you shouldn't be. I think so. That's the age when my friends started to do it, and I had friends who would like pluck all but like one skinny little line and then try to pencil it in, and I feel very, very happy that that's one thing I didn't mess up in my life.
I am going to be. I think that when people get old, it manifests itself in different ways. So some people end up with, they're bald, or some people end up droopy, or whatever.
Big ears.
I'm going to be weird hair guy. Well, I kind of take ears and nose baked into the cake because your ears and your nose allegedly never stop growing.
Yeah.
So you end up with the lobes down to your shoulders or whatever, right? But I'm going to be weird hair guy. I already am weird hair guy. So I have like one wiry gray eyebrow hair.
Why not pluck it out?
I do.
Oh, it just keeps
but I have
coming
to go,
back.
of course, yeah.
Comes back and it comes back strong with a vengeance.
Yeah.
That's my eyebrow saying, this one hair I've given up on. I'm not putting any more color into that at all. And then I'll also have, out of the middle of my forehead, and I will forget about it, obviously, because it's so slight, but my wife will see it if she's next to me in the car or something, and she'll dutifully remove it. I have one unbelievably wispy hair. One light, wispy, blonde hair that comes out of the middle of my forehead.
Yeah.
And so sometimes Gwen will look over and she'll go, boink.
Yeah.
And I go, thank you, because I don't, looking straight on at myself in the mirror or something, it doesn't occur to me. I don't think about it. But I'm setting myself to be weird hair guy. I'm going to have probably the inside of my ears trimmed.
Your nose.
Yeah,
that whole, I already do that. I
Make
do the
sure
nose.
you do the ears and the nose. I get a hair that grows out of the tip of my nose.
You do?
Yeah, so I'll have to pluck that out every once
look like
in a while.
Broomhilda.
And then I have some that go like, I have my line for my like beard that's natural, and then like up on my cheeks I'll get a hair or two that are just kind of like off doing their own thing. They're like, we're beard hairs, but we're not your beard hairs. We're doing our own beard thing up here on the cheekbone.
I'm not.
Those are easy to attend to, though.
Yeah.
You just shave your cheeks because you're looking at your face. I'm not looking at my ears.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think nose hair is just should be part of anyone's grooming, quite frankly, unless that
But the
never.
tip of the nose is different than the
tip
nose.
of the nose
nostril,
is weird.
Yes.
Yeah, the nostril.
I'm not a hairy person by any means. Like, I mean, you can look at my arm hair, very fair. I can let my legs go for weeks and it doesn't grow back. I have two nipple hairs.
Yeah.
They're like long and black, and every other hair. But listen, hold on, listen. It's like once every few months it'll just pop out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the heck? And you pull it out, and then it's gone. But I don't have hair anywhere else, like on my body, like that. So it's very strange.
I bet you were checking before you and the new boyfriend consummated your relationship.
That comes out for sure.
You're like, nipple, nothing.
Nipple hairs,
okay.
Because it's like nothing, and then a couple months will go by. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
My
high school girlfriend would get that.
It's so weird.
She
It's
would
just
get
one
like
or two.
1 or 2 nipple hairs, and they look like chest hairs.
They do.
basically. And I pointed out to her. I'm like, do you ever notice this guy here?
What's that guy doing?
And she's like,
You pointed it out to her.
Yeah. I was like, you got hair. And she's like, what?
I feel like there
I'm
could have been.
I'll get it.
I feel like there could have been subtler ways to clue her, like
Yeah, I was
start flossing with it
17,
or
I was
something.
dumb,
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Try to bite it out.
What are you doing down there? This hair. Oh, you didn't know? You play dumb. You didn't know about that? I had a girl who her nipples were hair. She had no nipples. They were just tufts of hair that came straight
Just a
out.
little
Yep. I'll tell you
like
what.
the Lorax.
Oh, those Greek girls. We just watched that.
I did too.
The Lorax with Danny DeVito.
That's a good movie.
It's all right. Yeah.
I forget how great those kids' movies, some of the messages are
Dr.
behind
Seuss.
them. Mm-hmm. Yes, where it's like they're telling you how recycling could, and not caring about your environment, and yada, yada, yada. And I'm watching it with my niece, and she's like 8, explaining it to me. Where
Taylor
she's like,
Swift was the female lead.
Yeah. She's like, unless people, care, and unless people one at a time start taking action, I'm like, oh my God, good job. Good job, Dr. Seuss.
I think it's great. I mean,
Indoctrination. Teaching those kids to be liberals.
There you go. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Dr. Nation,
how dare
not
you.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, how dare you care about the environment and wanting things to be better.
Unfortunately for her, I mean, it's fantastic that message got to her. Unfortunately for her, it's too little too late. She's only 8, so she'll grow up in whatever fiery hellscape we've left for her.
Yeah.
But to still have the idea that, hey, maybe I could. The notion is great.
Yeah.
I watched
forget that.
Shrek last night. I haven't seen that in
That's
forever.
a good one.
And
Funny.
Doesn't hold up, boy.
You don't think so?
Does not
I
hold up.
absolutely think
really
I was
enjoy
never
it.
a Shrek guy from the jump, and we rewatched it a while ago because, I had a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised more people didn't give Eddie Murphy a hard time for that movie. Because he's so like over the top. That
But
to me
his
it's a
character
kid's
is
movie.
annoying.
I know, but you know what I mean, and I'm surprised in this overreaching that people are doing to cancel things in pop culture.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, you know how crazy people get, ridiculous people get. I can't believe nobody's come for Eddie Murphy and Shrek.
What are you doing, Shrek?
I think
it's real.
he's more or less playing into the I'm an annoying donkey part of it.
Whatever.
Like,
I'm just
I'm an
saying.
ass,
Listen,
yeah.
you know how people have been with pop culture stuff, and But again, I just didn't. I was never in love with Shrek.
But you were also a grown man when it came out.
I was like a preteen.
No, but there are tons of kids' movies that I saw in the theater with my older kids that I love. I loved Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I think that's a very entertaining movie. Sure, Shrek is too much. Smash
Love
mouth
yourself.
and whatever.
It's very of its time, that's for sure.
Maybe that's what it is.
Very, very 2000s.
And just knowing that it was supposed to be Chris Farley, that bums me out too. Because
I didn't know that.
He had done dialogue before he died.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so if you go on YouTube or something, you can find Chris Farley Shrek dialogue.
Does it sound all right? Can you do the accent?
It's
he
Chris
doesn't
Farley.
do the accent. He was just Chris Farley.
He's supposed to just be Chris Farley.
Okay.
And then Mike Myers, because he does that whole Scottish thing, he was like, "Oh, I'll play it like this." And they're like, "All right," but you forget that Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy, they all got Shrek money.
Yeah.
But no, that one didn't hold up so much for me. I didn't see any of the sequels. I didn't care. So,
I never got into the sequels, but I really enjoed the first one.
There's Shrek again. There's Shrek Comes Back.
There's Shrek 40.
There's License to
so many.
Shrek.
Two Shreks, two green, two green, two Shrek.
Right. There's Shrek Harder. There's Something Shrekker This Way Comes. So I think the last couple went straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Ogre Kill, the Shrek story.
That's right. Ogre Kill was good. Shrekking Ball, that was a bit more of an action thing with him. And by that time, they weren't even getting Mike Myers anymore.
No.
It was Paul Rubens.
So
I'm like, okay, I'm sure he was available. And then by the time you get to the ones where Donkey is David Spade, you're like, okay, well, I see what they're doing here. There's a tenuous Farley connection, but other than that, so.
The Happy Madison Shrek.
The
That's
Happy
one,
Madison
yeah.
Shrek. That's right. Let me take a break here. If you want to get a text to me, do that. That is 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. You can watch there. Got the Instagram hotties for you as well. New edition of that, which drops for you on Monday. And we will return after these. Next chance for you, by the way, to grab $1,000. Don't forget, you can go fund yourself coming up at 2:30.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Right now.
professional DJ and all-around female orgasm denier, Alan Cox.
This is the Alan Cox Show
on 100.7 WMMS.
Where did you go?
Do you want me to say on air?
Well, what I'm saying is, did you go to like a Rite Aid or a CVS, or did you go to hospital?
No, I went to urgent care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so just quick in and out. And it's not like I think I have or anything like that. It's just possible exposure, like lines down, but you can never be too careful. So with an abundance of caution, I'm gonna quarantine. They said since I came in the middle of the week, or in the beginning of the week, I should probably have results into 2 to 4 or 5 days. So
4 to 5 days.
Dude, it takes forever, man.
Dude,
my mom's took 11 days to get back.
But what is the point of even doing a test if you have to wait for 2 weeks? I know I'm the 4 millionth person to say this,
I know,
but I'm the only one on the microphone right now. So, oh my God, what's the point?
I don't know.
And why do I hear about other people? They're like, oh yeah, 48 hours later, I have my results.
I think it depends on what your age group is, what your symptoms are, where you go to get it. So if you're 68 years old with severe chest pains, coughing, and you difficulty breathing, and you go to an emergency room, I feel like that's the scenario where it comes back right away. Where you're young, healthy, and it's just hey, I kind of maybe came in contact. You're not exactly
but why would that
on the
matter?
Urgency
They should be,
list.
I think it's. I don't know. Bill, I mentioned this on Friday. Bill Gates says that the tests in the U.S. are garbage. I don't know what he knows that we don't know, but probably a lot.
Well, he knows that they're not the ones that put the chip in your body that he wants everybody to use.
Oh, I see.
Obviously.
It's corporate sabotage is what you're saying. No, but you hear about I went to a Rite Aid and I got it in, right away. I'm like, so why don't we just send everybody to the places where you get it right away? Why would
Because I think those are the garbage tests.
I see. Why would your results matter? Or why would the time for getting your results back matter based on your age and your symptoms?
I thought the severity
I don't
of
think
it.
it's that.
That was what I just inferred, that the severity of it, and if you were more likely to die, they would get it to you quicker. Does that make sense?
I feel like they would get the test to you more quickly, but the results seem to all take 5 days. So then you're going to be gone all week. Poundcake? Was he gone now? What's going on around here? I don't know.
Poundcake, are you there?
No,
He's gone.
He just hung up?
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe they called him. Mr. Cake, your results are in.
8 minutes later.
Yeah, right. 8 minutes later. Man.
Oh,
There we go. Okay. What happened?
Hello.
Hello.
Your phone is trash.
Are you there? I can't hear you if you're talking to me, Poundcake. Are you there? Are you there? Call me on a listener line, because I can't hear you if you're talking to me. Let me make sure these are working. That one's working. That one's working. These are all working. Okay. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so he got himself tested, and we'll find out.
He knows the after hours line. He could call and leave a message.
Now that he knows it. Hey, it's Poundcake.
Do you think we'll ever see him again?
No. No, I think we should have, in his absence, I think we should do a goodbye show. Mm-hmm. I think he posted on his Facebook memories last week that it was 6 years since I interviewed with him to be an intern.
Saw that. So cute.
Please. Greatest day of his life when I brought him in here. So, and then we told him about his bad breath. That was the second greatest day of his life because he had no clue.
Yeah, we really fixed him up.
We did. We were like, he was like our little Eliza Doolittle.
Yeah.
And we were Dr. Henry Hugglemonster, or whatever the guy's name was.
Henry Higgins. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait.
Just you wait, Henry Higgins. So, okay. So he's off getting a test. And
he got the test. We'll find out in 4 to 5 days if he's
now,
positive.
I'll tell you what,
and then...
I feel a little weird because if I had known Friday that was the last time I was ever going to see him, I would have planned something for him.
Been nicer?
You know, I would have... No, I'm always nice. Please, I'm unfailingly polite. I know everybody thinks I'm a prick on the air. Off the air, I'm very nice. Very nice. I'm too nice on the air. But I'm very nice to everyone. And I just would have maybe said a little extra. Hey, man, thanks.
Thank you.
For
Thank you for
whatever
service.
you did. Thank you.
Right.
People are...
Thank you for
speculating wildly now.
He just told us. There's no speculation.
I know, but I mean, he'll be back eventually, right?
Doesn't he have that wedding this weekend?
I don't know.
I think he's skipping the wedding. I think he said he's quarantining for the next 2 weeks, and I think that starts now.
He's supposed to go to, well, he was in the wedding that he was going to have to take 2 weeks off for. Remember?
This is why when you're out there screwing around talking to people, it can... I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
I don't know who he was around, but clearly it wasn't somebody he lived with.
Just the way that you say it when you're out just conversating.
Well, you're
I get it.
hanging out with people and doing stuff.
Right.
It's like, we don't want to be sitting in our houses, but it is what it is. To quote the president about the hundreds of thousands of COVID deaths.
It is what it is.
Is what it is.
In Poundcake's defense, he is also being overly cautious, too.
Abundance of caution.
Yes, an abundance of caution.
That's right. It could be nothing.
Yeah.
Could be something, could be nothing.
He wasn't interacting with someone that has coronavirus. He was interacting with someone that had interacted with someone that was symptomatic of coronavirus and confirmed to have it. So he's just...
Well, he didn't tell me that. He told me it was 1 degree of separation.
Okay, well...
So he's either getting his information wrong or...
He's not the best at conveying information.
Okay, but this is information that I need conveyed very specifically to me.
Yeah.
Because the way he told me, because I texted him to see if he was okay, and he called me and said that it was somebody that was not in direct contact with him, but he was that person was in contact with somebody that had tested positive. So,
okay, well, he told us 2 different things then. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think he just called when he called. He said he was that. Yeah.
He didn't tell me anything.
Back. I didn't get him back, and now unfortunately,
whatever. It was nice having you on the show, Poundcake.
Poundcake has passed away from COVID-19.
Look, even Tiny Poundcake is laid down over there. He's all laid out.
I don't feel so good. I gotta lay down. Oh no, man.
Arms up.
Arms up. His appeal to the heavens.
Oh man, don't let me go this way, man. Don't do me like this, bitch.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Poundcake, you know, you were a gentleman, if not a scholar, and
can he still contribute the pound cakes?
You were good while you lasted. Of course, that's all. You do whatever he wants.
He's got nothing but time. They better be good.
Right.
And
You got all
better
day.
be heavily researched.
No errors.
Footnotes. Yeah, he better have a
bibliography, a glossary. He's got it all.
There better be multiple appendices in this.
All right, theory.
Ready.
We were going to start having him read erotic fiction with Hercules Snoochslammer by Charles Bonita, whatever it was called. Do you think this is just his way of getting out of doing that?
Taking a whole week off? I can't do it.
No. It's never thrown him off before when we've had him read something. You know, he's never, I don't know.
He got lit up pretty good that day, though.
Yeah. Alan, my friend went to a community college. He got his back in 24 hours. His mom went to urgent care and took a week. Yeah, like I know if you like work at a hospital, I'm sure they get it back to you toot sweet, you know.
Now, when did he interact with that person? Was it this weekend?
No clue. He texted me this morning and was like, "Hey, I'm not going to come in but just to be safe, I'm going to get a test, blah, blah, blah," you know.
What if he just has a pimple?
Well, he's not symptomatic at all.
You came back positive for pimples.
But like, you know how like people freak out in high school? Like, I can't go to school with a zit on my face.
Yeah, I think it's a little different than, yeah.
I'm saying, what
he
if he's
came in
lying?
contact with someone who had pimples, and out of abundance of caution.
He would just wear a mask. He'd be okay.
Put a Band-Aid over it like Nelly.
Alan Poundcake cannot die until he's 35, so he's basically immortal till then. That is true. The Ouija board, which knows all, said that he was going to die at 35. So that gives him 6 years and some change. Yeah. So he's not going to be dropped by anything like this. He's going to be fine. He's in tip-top health, and I think he'll be okay. See, people think he just wants some time off, but that means he can't go to his morning job either.
And he's not getting paid.
Right.
Well, his morning job was still quarantine, I thought.
At home, but he could work from... Oh, he could probably work
Oh,
from
he
home.
does. Yeah. He doesn't go in. Oh, I see. Yeah. All right, well, there you go.
Wait, didn't he say that they went back like last week or 2 weeks ago?
I thought he did, too.
I
thought so.
Maybe they did, but I think he can still do it remotely.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be fine with it. I mean, technically, we could set up the Teams thing and he could call in, but we don't need to do all that.
Bill just wanted to give us a quick walkthrough on our technical capabilities. Yeah. Here's what we could do.
Here's
Guess what we're not going to do.
If we wanted to.
That's right.
But, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, anyway, I've got $1,000 to give to you here, whether you want it or need it, whatever. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. It's time for your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword money to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's money to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
Okay, so, yeah. So there's that whole thing. Alan, I got a test on Wednesday. I got my results on Friday. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right. Well, there you go.
Oh, good for you.
Now, if he gets tested and it's negative, couldn't it still show up like a couple days later? Is he still going to do the... And then he's going to go to this wedding, so he's just putting himself in a lot of positions
I have no idea.
That are not great.
I'm just happy he's in a separate room when he is here.
Yeah.
And that I already have no interaction with him whatsoever. That's by design. It's by design. But look how it's working out for me.
Fantastic.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Safe and sound. We got to create the tunnel system for when he gets back that leads from the elevator to his room.
I've already got Elon Musk on speed dial and talk to the boring company. Yeah. I mean, I don't even see the dudes in the morning because I'm here early. I don't even see they're back down the hall.
Yeah.
I don't see them.
I saw Snitzer's back today.
Well,
that's all I've seen.
When I came in this morning in the hallway, I saw Snitzer, I saw Charlie, but all three of us had masks on.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right. Because we were supposed to wear masks in the building.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm hunkered in my office or in my studio.
Right.
I don't see anybody.
Poundcake just
and you can just tell how bummed out I am about that by the quivering in my voice. Mm-hmm. Really bummed out.
You got me so good when you're like, you're out having, what did you say? You're out socializing? No, it was basically having conversations, talking to people. You're out talking to people.
Yes.
It just made me laugh so hard.
As I understand, that's how you spread it. You talk to people.
I know.
Droplets, man. Droplets.
Droplets.
I don't need anybody's droplets around me.
Well, yeah, like this weekend.
Get out of here with your droplets.
Well, when I'm headlining at Hilarities.
He's co-headlining. He's not the only headliner.
Never gets old.
Yeah. Co-headlining at Hilarities. I'm going to be distancing, like keeping my distance from everybody. So it's just in mask on until I get on stage. And then after that, just to make sure everything's safe and not come in contact with anybody.
It's the perfect time to be a diva. It's the perfect time to go, I don't want anybody talking to me. I don't want anybody looking at me.
No autographs, thank you.
Well, I have a system in place to still take fun pictures. If you want to take a picture after the show, I got some lightsabers, so that way we can physically distance with each other using the lightsabers, and then I'm going to clean them between each picture so that you can, take a fun picture with me if you want, but still follow the guidelines.
Sure.
People getting on my ass on Twitter about that.
About what?
You say you wear a mask and then you go on stage with no mask. And I'm like, oh, yeah, do you know how big a stage is and how far away I am from people? It'd be like,
listen, people need to remember what the fundamentals of this are.
Right.
Which is that if you are far enough away from people, you're okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So if you're on stage and they're far enough away we're all far enough away from each other in here.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
If you're in if you're in a party van with 20 other people,
right?
Because
there's
still on top of each other, yeah.
Parties going on and stuff, and but
yeah. I posted a thing. I sent it to you guys this weekend. It was like from the Cuyahoga County Twitter page that was talking about masks and stuff like that. And it was about the coronavirus being the same thing as the flu, and they were basically using numbers. And then some dude went way in on me and was like, you're a hypocrite and you only became a comedian because you're bad at math. It was just like the most wild Twitter interaction, the way this guy was flip-flopping around. And I was like, dude, I'm majored in math in college.
But it would also be a lot easier to get a math degree than to become a comedian that actually gets paid to do things. And
being a comedian. It's like, oh, you just fell back on being a comedian. Yeah, you got that comedian
that
parachute
sweet
money.
Fallback position, yeah.
Yeah, that safety net of the entertainment industry.
There you go.
Everybody has.
Like that dude that slammed into Reserve Tower Apartments overnight.
Yeah, what was that about? That video's on Alan's
if you go to
Instagram.
I put it also, it's on the Alan Cox Show Facebook page too. These four guys, I guess, jumped out of a plane overnight, 2 a.m. 3 of them landed okay. The fourth guy, people are downtown at 2 in the morning filming this. Thank God. You people who were downtown, probably coming out of some bar, wasn't supposed to be open. God bless you too. This dude slams into the side of Reserve Square Apartments, and they're like, "Oh!" And his
a window or
no,
building?
The building.
The building
broke his leg.
It's go on his Instagram. It's very funny.
And the live coverage, by the way, of the person filming is not safe for
work.
Not
safe for work. Yeah, the audio.
Again, I don't know how many people are in their offices, so out of abundance of caution, I put NSFW language. But he slams into the side of Reserve Square.
Dang!
And his chute is just caught in the corner of the building. So fire department had to go get him down or whatever. And he's lucky he only broke his leg.
Why would you jump there? Where are you trying to land?
I
don't know.
Caught a
the
gust
lake?
or something.
Yeah. Don't know where they were. I don't think they were trying to land in the lake.
But I'm saying there's no open fields or anything anywhere near downtown.
Don't know.
Oh, the Mall B.
Maybe they thought they were going to. Right.
That's a pretty small.
Not really. I mean,
landing spot.
If you're parachuting, you can usually figure out where you're going to land and do it pretty precisely.
I guess.
So something caught that dude and it slammed him right inside of that building.
That hurt.
Poor guy.
The video's no fun with the sound off, by the way, but it's still interesting to watch.
With the sound off, it's just like, ouch, but with the sound on and you get the commentary of the guy that's filming it, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's very excited.
See, if I were home, I would have been able to watch people looting downtown Chicago. Here, I got to settle for a guy slamming into the side of Reserve Square Apartments.
Well, we all sacrifice for our job, Alan,
I know.
For our job that you gave us.
I get it.
Did you live in that area?
Downtown?
Like
no.
in Chicago, wherever it was. What they call it?
The Magnificent Mile.
Oh, Magnificent Mile. Okay.
The Gold Digger. No.
Gold Digger Road?
Yeah.
Magnificent Mile is basically, it's mostly tourists. Because, except now, the shops are closed. So I don't know what's going on. It was very calm riding from what I saw. They were just smashing windows. It went farther north than that kind of stuff normally does. I hit Chris Ty up because he works for Channel 2 now in Chicago, and he's my eyes and ears of this kind of stuff at home. And I haven't heard back from him because I'm sure he is, reporting on this stuff all day long.
Yeah.
But they raised the bridges over the river so people couldn't get over that way. Straight into it was like Batman Begins. Didn't they do that in Batman Begins?
The Dark Knight, you moron.
I thought the Liam Neeson one was the one where they pull all the bridges up.
The Dark Knight, they don't pull any bridges up.
Well, there's one bridge that they lift in Batman Begins, but in the Dark Knight, they do all the bridges.
Oh,
Is that the
No, I don't. But the Heath Ledger one, that's the only Batman movie I've seen. And I've seen it like 100 times.
Yeah. Oh, well, whatever.
I've seen it more times than you.
Yeah, he's seen it.
I've seen it a few more times.
What part?
I defer to him.
When they're on the boats at the end. They say that he's got all the bridges are, they're not lifted, but they are rigged to explode.
Yeah, the Joker did that. They weren't doing it so people couldn't get out of town.
Right. No, I thought the bridges were lifted for the Ra's al Ghul thing because he's trying to ram the gas into Wayne Manor.
That was just one bridge that led to the island that Arkham was on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, just getting a tattoo doesn't mean anything. I got a tattoo on my back that's a Sagittarius symbol because I followed an astrology account on Twitter.
Tattoo?
Okay? He showed his tattoo on his arm that says, "Why so serious?"
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Nerd alert! Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Yeah, but I got this because I love the movie so much. I saw it like 8 times in the theaters.
I thought you got it because you were surrounded by serious people all the time.
Well, that
he
too.
wanted to know why.
Yeah. He's an inquisitive young lad.
I got it because decisions aren't my thing, Alan. Available now on iTunes.
All right. I've got to take a break. By the way, I've got huge news coming up in the world of the Alan Cox Show. Very exciting.
Poundcake replacement. I'm excited.
That was so quick.
I don't waste any time. I figured he was the most likely among us to lose by attrition, so I've got a whole plethora of people. Okay, no, listen. I've got a break here. If you want to give me a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com. Got the Instagram hotties up there for you this week, and we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox.
816-578-1007. You want to join us today? You'll be talking to me, no Poundcake, this week. 800-348-1007. And 35192 if you want to send me a text. We split the weekend series, the Alan Cox Show Fantasy Baseball League. It was the White Sox and the Indians. We won one. You guys won one.
I thought there was 3 games.
We won 2.
There are 2. I thought there were I only see 2 games.
No, we won on Sunday. I'm getting my stats from MLB.com.
I'm looking at the Indians' schedule.
On MajorLeagueBaseball.com or on Indians?
Just Google.
I'm updating the website.
Friday, Saturday, and then it says off Sunday and today.
We won it said 5-0.
So you guys
won
a
score.
Yeah.
Good damn.
Again, according to MLB.com. That's where I'm updating the thing from.
And they did have a game.
I was going to say, people would know if there was a game. It just isn't listed here. Anyway, so...
you lost a lot.
I know, I'm losing a lot. I know. But
I won 2
out of the 3 against me.
Mary.
Oh, your B teams?
Mm-hmm.
Mariners and Rockies, yeah. So...
Rockies are my best team, and they don't even play any of you guys that much.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it.
Indians off tonight, if this is correct. And then they're going to play the Cubs here in town. So tomorrow night, 7-10. Yeah, 7-1 was the win over the White Sox yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're off tonight. They sent Zach Plesac home, by the way, Saturday night because he violated the team's safety protocols. Now, you can't blame him, right? He's in Chicago, wants to get out there and have a good time, maybe do a little looting.
Do some looting.
And they sent him home. They made him drive the rental car back to Cleveland.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Imagine
That's
that.
not a short. I mean,
get the hell out of here.
Not a short trip.
And he's been killing it, right?
Yeah. He's been having a real good season so far.
Yeah. Sent home Saturday or Sunday morning after going out with friends in Chicago on Saturday night in violation of team rules and safety protocols. So they sent him back home. About that. Anyway, I did mention that I had some pretty big news in Alan Cox. No, not the Metallica drive-in. Of course, that's huge news, right? Metallica's doing that drive-in show, and we've got tickets for you all this week at 4:20. But I've got some other very interesting news for you. When in a year in which so many other things have been stripped from us, I get an email this morning. Now I've got to find it. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Make sure that I have the right one here. It's called narrative tension. Just letting it build.
It is.
I got an email this morning that the Alan Cox Show is ranked number 176 on Apple Podcasts in Jordan, in the country of Jordan.
Hey! Look at us go. Take a bow, Mr.
And
Cox.
I don't know. And that's down 25 segments, they told me. So we were higher than that. We were around 100 and whatever 176 minus 25 is.
No way to know.
Apple Podcasts has a society and culture section that they rank people, and this show in the country of Jordan, last I checked, an American ally. Of course, these days, who the hell knows? But traditionally an American ally. We're ranked 176th there in Jordan.
America first! Get that thing!
Or 176.
America
176.
America first!
176.
You heard that before? What?
176.
America first! America first! What the hell, man? Dude, America first! America first! To all of you, let me explain one damn thing. America, America, America. Dude, you understand? America, America, America. My point is, America's first.
So 176th there in Jordan on Apple Podcasts. So listen, I think that we have, quite literally, I think we have a bureau chief in that country who contacted us a few years ago. I don't know if they were military. I don't know if they were there as an employee of the Department of State. I have no idea.
I have a question.
Yes, I know your question.
That high on the American list.
It does. It does put us only slightly ahead of the U.S. healthcare system. Was that your question?
That was not my question.
Oh, teenage literacy around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
No, my question was going to be, how are you going to celebrate this accomplishment?
You just heard it.
Oh.
No
champagne.
No.
Just such a like a life goal, I would have assumed.
With a Mountain Dew Maui Burst.
So many goddamn podcasts.
That's right. By the way, this thing, supposedly exclusive to the Dollar General, I saw it in a convenience store near my house over the weekend.
What if Dollar General's selling them off the truck?
Off the truck. Hey, we got a case of these Maui Bursts. They fell off the truck.
Come on, man. I'm losing money on this. You can't get it anywhere else.
They're dented, and they're going to spray right in someone's face when they open them up.
That's the burst of the Maui Burst.
Right. Gee, I didn't know it was so specifically literal, but there it is. By the way, Adam in Pittsburgh offered us, based on our earlier conversation, the Shaw Shrek Redemption for one of the Shrek sequels. So thank you.
Shaw Shrek.
The Shaw Shrek Redemption.
Shaw Shrek Redemption.
Right. So Metallica movie passes for you at 420 for that drive-in thing. And I'll also have digital downloads for you all week of The King of Staten Island, the Pete Davidson movie.
Oh, hey, I enjoyed that movie.
I didn't see it, but it is available on digital Blu-ray and DVD on the 25th of this month, and I'll have the digital downloads for you this week. So we're giving away stuff now, digital downloads. Hello, yes. Hello.
Yeah, I was wanted to let. Yeah.
Who's this?
Alan.
Yes, sir.
This is Brian.
Hey, Brian. What's up?
I wanted to let Mary know. I kind of listened to the show like a day behind. I don't know if anybody's called in yet. But I seen somebody on a bicycle in the drive-thru at a McDonald's in Streetsboro.
So take that.
Did you say people can't do that? Or
No, because I was like, we were talking about not being able to find bikes anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't find them anywhere. Not at McDonald's, not at Target. Like, wait a minute. What? So
now,
they
was
are
she
at
selling it or just going through the drive-thru? Because what I think Mary was saying is you
For
can't
sale.
find them for sale at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah. I just seen it at the drive-thru and just, like, I lost it. And I found it. I listened to the show yesterday and heard her say that, and I was like, oh, my God, that's hilarious.
That's how you know now that companies are now trying to just get whoever they can get. Because for a long time, you couldn't walk up, you couldn't ride a bike up.
Yeah.
It was just your car. You probably still can't walk up because that's just creepy.
Drunk.
But for a while, they were like, you can't be on a bike and go through a drive-thru.
But I think what you can do is you can order with the app and they'll bring it out to you.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right.
I bet if you're riding a bike through a McDonald's drive-thru, you'd probably sell it. Right?
Sell it?
Yeah.
Sell the
like
bike?
if someone offered you the right amount of money, 60,
I will
70
trade you
bucks.
3 hamburgers today for a bicycle tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. I've never ridden a bike through a drive-thru.
I haven't ridden many bikes. I had a hand-me-down one as a kid, and then my sister has one, so I've ridden one like twice this summer with my niece, just around the block.
I saw Simon Cowell broke his back on a bike this weekend.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild. It's like when
Plastic surgery doesn't help.
Poundcake was on those stupid scooters in Seattle. Or where was he?
San Francisco.
San
Diego.
Diego.
Yeah.
He was in San Diego, and he bit it on one of them electric scooters.
Those things go fast. I saw some people going down my street on them, and they were just flying, and they also, like, it's right on the border, and I don't think they're supposed to work once you get into Lakewood. So the guy was like, don't stop. Just get where we're going, and just don't stop, because if we stop,
coast the rest
they
of the
won't
way.
go anywhere.
Won't start back up again.
Oh, that's funny. Just coast, and then we'll see how far we get.
They'll continue going as long as you're going, but if you stop at, like, a red light or something, or for traffic, then they're going to shut off once you get to Lakewood.
I see.
Is what his theory was. I don't know.
That
I
you
never
caught
used
as
them.
he was
Yeah.
shouting by
Yes.
you.
And in some places where they're really prevalent, like last year when we were in Denver, downtown Denver, everybody is on a...
Yeah.
So they have, like, there are certain parts of Denver where they have the streetcars. So you got to worry about those. And then there are streets that are pedestrian only, but you got people on scooters on them. So you're kind of trying to keep your head on a swivel where you're just listening for the whizzing of
Yeah.
people, like, behind you, and then people come from the other direction. I'm like, I'm just trying to walk, man.
Denver was the first place I ever used a scooter just last October, so about a year ago. But I was very nervous because I didn't know the rules. I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to ride this on the sidewalk or if I have to use the bike lane in the street.
There's no sign or anything on them?
No, and when you download the app, it basically just, all you have to do is put in your credit card. That's all they want. And then it's like, yeah, go ahead, start up. And I'm like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. So I would
Hills are tricky. See you later.
It took me way longer than it should have because every time I saw someone walking toward me, I'd slow down and move over. It's because I didn't want to go knocking anybody over or anything.
Have the right of way?
Right.
Yeah, because I want to do it, and Gwen's like, you're going to look like such a douche. And I'm like, all
They're
right.
fun, though.
Yeah, you still look like a douche.
I got to my friend's apartment.
Sometimes you got to look like a douche to have some fun, though.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yeah.
I got back to my friend's apartment complex and kind of cruised it around the parking lot for a little bit because I was just like,
yeah, wide open spaces.
Yeah, I want to go.
I got you. So, yeah, everybody's sending me footage of the riots in Chicago. Listen, my city has a long, rich history of rioting, right? 68, Chicago riots. Later that same year, I think, at the Democratic National Convention. There haven't been riots of that magnitude in a city that size since then. And so I'm proud to see that they are putting themselves back there in the line of fire to grab, not only, a lot of times riots will be confined to the neighborhoods where and this isn't even a kid who got killed. This is a kid who got shot. Kid's still alive.
Well, that's good.
It's good, but they went a lot farther north than these things usually happen. Chicago is an extraordinarily segregated city.
Was he shooting at the cops too? Because I read that.
Yes, there was a that's how the whole thing started.
Okay. Crossfire.
So this wasn't like a cop killed a black kid who was running away from him. That's why it's a little harder to be sympathetic for the people that were moseying into stores. I saw a video where the glass was broken out and people were calmly walking out of Macy's with arms full of
comforters
clothing. And they went up to, if you don't know the city of Chicago, it won't really mean much to you, but just for me, a mental map here is the shooting took place in Inglewood, which is far south side. And so it's largely black. If you go to West Side, largely black communities, right? So when something happens there, people, there'll be some riots in those streets. These people went all the way up the Magnificent Mile. They went all the way up Michigan Avenue. Now, these were probably people that lived near there anyway, but they're smashing. And then they went further than that. They went up into the Apple store. I mean, on their way to Wrigley Field. So these people took some time. Because
How long would it take to walk that?
Well, you don't want to make 2 trips.
You don't want to make 2 trips, huh?
How long would it take to walk that?
Oh, I don't think these people were walking from Inglewood. It would take you hours. I don't think it was people walking from Inglewood up to...
You're saying just kind of joining in.
Yeah, I think that people along the way were like, hey, believe it or not, there's a Best Buy around the corner. So the parking lot was littered with empty television boxes.
Yeah.
Or smashed, but they were breaking into... listen, a lot of these stores on Michigan Avenue, they've got the aluminum
security gates. Yeah.
Gates. You can't get through those, so they find another way to do it. But they were going into Macy's. It's pretty wild. I love that stuff. I love watching that stuff.
Looting?
I mean, yeah, everybody does. Even if you don't admit it, you love watching that stuff.
When the stuff in Minnesota first started breaking, I remember it just looks so fake. And it's because, for me at least, it was the first time I'd really been paying attention to it. And I'm like, it looks like a movie. It looks like a scene out of a movie that you would see. When it was foggy and you know what I mean? The Target, the first one that came out.
Yeah.
When it was is it on fire? I can't tell what's happening. It's almost surreal.
Well, also, the thing that bums me out, though, listen, all those stores have insurance. I'm not saying right or wrong, whatever. Set that aside. What bums me out is that is precisely the scene that the people who want to pretend to be in charge of things want.
Yeah.
They want to use that for campaign ads, and it's like you're just playing right into their hands. But whatever. You want to smash into the Apple store? I don't know what you're going to do with that, but all right. They're like, oh, man, my phone's an Android. Why are you going to rip that off for me?
I just need the block. I have the cord. Do you guys just have a charging block? No, I have my own cord.
Yeah, that block with the feet on it.
You guys
the
know what I'm
low
talking
wings,
about.
you got that? Did you know that wrestler Kamala? Remember Kamala?
Yeah.
He died of coronavirus?
Oh, I didn't know that that's what killed him, but I saw that he died.
I wasn't familiar with him, but I saw that his name, well, I know Kamala was his nickname, but his real last name was Harris.
Yeah, I knew.
Some people were like, Kamala Harris died of coronavirus.
I knew of him. I wasn't super into wrestling, especially when he was a big star, but I knew who he was. And he lived pretty long for a wrestler. He was, 70?
Yeah. Yeah, he's up there. Alan, Simon Cowell's a very heavy smoker. Heavy smoking equals weak bones.
What?
Is that true? Smoking makes your bones weak?
Makes your lungs weak.
Huh. Are your lungs connected to your bones? Let me ask you that.
Lung bones connected
are
to
their
your
money.
lung bones.
The ghosts are their...
That's
know
the
how much
only
you like
one
that.
of those that
Skeleton came to life.
You showed me so many sketches from that show when it first came out. And I was like, please stop showing me these. Like,
They're so
I hate
funny.
them. But that one was the one that, like, if I would go back, I'd be like, damn it. Like, all right, maybe this one's okay.
It's turbo time. You're not part of the turbo team. You have to
That
walk
one was so stupid.
slowly. It's so funny. Just a joke toilet just for farts.
I didn't even think that one was that funny.
The
And
bones one I
Bill
like.
convinced me.
Yeah.
I thought it was because, listen, Tim Robinson kind of follows a template where he starts screaming and then,
In our world, bones equal dollars. That's why they're coming out tonight to get their bones from you. The skeletons will pull your hair up, but not out.
He makes a cameo in that Seth Rogen movie that's on HBO Max.
An American Pickle.
Yeah, and he's a lawyer and he's pretty funny and as a lawyer just
I just love the
defending,
show Detroiters he was
yeah.
on Comedy Central.
That was a weird, funny movie, the American Pickle movie. Seth Rogen acting against himself, which I thought he actually did a really good job. But it's also, you can kind of tell that they hadn't finished it, but they made it into something based on, they wanted to get more shots, I'm sure, but it was kind of weird. Like, it felt very low budget. Like, I mean, like, it felt like a YouTube sketch that was really long. It was good. It's funny.
Alan, I saw some of that footage, and they were looting so slowly that they were just taking the escalator up to the second floor. They weren't walking or anything. They were just standing on the escalator. Just shopping at 2 a.m. Mob Rules is scary AF. It's funny till it's at your front door. Listen, I have lived in neighborhoods that would turn you white. I'm just saying the footage is fun. Okay, so I live in Bay Village, right?
Mm-hmm.
And...
yeah, that'll turn you white.
I was picking up food, but it still it fascinates me. I will never feel I'll never feel like I belong in that community, right? But it never ceases to amaze me how stupid people can be because they think that they're in some bubble or that they live in some place where the outside world can't get you. And I was picking up some food on Friday night, and I still had to wait a couple of minutes. So I'm just leafing through whatever the tiny, thin little neighborhood newspapers are.
Yeah.
It's called like The Villager, and they're covering Bay Village and Westlake and Rocky River, whatever.
Free stories at the library.
And it's basically, advertisements for like Walker companies and things like that. But I'm also reading, and Gwen had mentioned it to me, that a lot of people out where I live were having their cars broken into. And I thought, well, that's strange. You know what I mean? Like a lot. And so I see this in like with their little blotter or whatever. Where is this? Oh, okay. So it says 46 cars had been broken into, right? This is not a large community. So clearly, 46 cars had been broken into and 6 cars had been stolen. They said all of the cars were unlocked. And the ones that were stolen had the keys in the car.
Oh, like the push start cars, probably. That just keep the keys in there. Yeah.
What I've talked to people on the few occasions I've talked to people that live near me. They're like, we don't even lock our doors. I'm like, are you insane? What do you mean you don't lock your doors?
If I was in a village in like a Disney movie and it was super safe, I'm still locking my doors. It could be made of straw, and I'm locking it because I just don't understand how you don't.
Our first 6 years in Cleveland, we lived in Tremont and Ohio City.
Yeah.
And I don't treat life any differently now than I did then.
Yeah.
Because of how I grew up and how I lived as a young adult. And it's like, I would never not have my door locked.
And we know Mary locks her doors because she locks herself out twice a week.
I do. My dad lives in North Ridgeville in a huge complex. And he says the same thing, that most of the people just leave. And it made me feel safe enough that when I go over there, if I'm parked at my dad's house, I almost never lock my car. Out of habit.
You get what you had coming.
Or I will I won't hesitate to leave my windows down. I'll beep it out of habit, but if all my windows are down, I don't think twice about it when I'm there, because it feels like a safe community.
Listen,
I get it.
Obviously, there are areas that are quantifiably, there's less hinky stuff going on.
Right.
But still, why would you? But things can happen anywhere. Why would you ever leave your keys in your car?
It's got to be those push-start cars.
But what's that got to do with anything? Take your keys inside the house.
I have friends who have that kind of car where they keep the fob in the glove box, so that way they don't have to mess with it. They just keep the fob and then they can go
They get what they deserve.
I know. I feel like that's more common than not with those types of cars.
Well, then you deserve to have your car stolen.
My ex-wife would not lock her car, and I had to just badger her until she got it robbed a few times. There's a few different times.
Robbers.
They would go into her car
a few times.
A few times. And
how many times does that have to happen?
2 or 3 times. And I'm like, are you locking your car at night? And she's like, I forget. I have too many things to carry in. I'm like, the most important thing to carry in is the keys, and it's got a little button. It's the easiest thing to do. If you're not locking your car, I'm with Alan. You deserve what you get.
The only time I've ever had anything stolen was in Toledo. I got too drunk to drive, so my friend drove me home, and he didn't lock my car that night. He never locked his car. He lived with his parents. He's like, we're a super safe neighborhood. He didn't lock my car, and my car got broken into that. Well, not broken into, but my purse got stolen. They went through all my stuff, stole a bunch of things out of it.
Listen.
That's the only time I've ever had my car
maybe
broken
a super safe neighborhood, but you ain't going to get me.
Right.
It's ridiculous. I couldn't believe it.
So easy.
Because I had envisioned, and my wife told me this, I had envisioned, there's a crime wave of people taking crowbars and smashing windows. No, they're all unlocked.
They're unlocked.
And the keys are in 6 of them.
Yeah.
Dopes. Okay, I got a break. Some more money for you around 4:30. Another chance for you to go fund yourself. We don't do it at 3:30, but we'll do it at 4:30 and 5:30 and 6:30. 4:20, a little over an hour away. I'll have that first set of passes for you for the Metallica drive-in concert. That's going to happen on August the 29th. All this week at 4:20 to get you hooked up for that. And you can go to WMMS.com, hit the contest tab if you want all the details on it.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 W.
Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
Getting the latest episode of The Alan Cox Show. Here it is from iHeartRadio.
Wherever you are, so are we. The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
This is that new kind of low-key FM radio sound, kind of subdued, relaxed radio. Goes something like this.
The Alan Cox Show
On 100.7
WMMS.
I'm always curious how many people who love the Red Hot Chili Peppers are really familiar with their really old stuff. Because it wasn't very good. It took the Red Hot Chili Peppers a few albums to kind of lock into what they were trying to do. Police Helicopter, though, one of the high points on the Red Hot Chili Peppers debut album, which came out 36 years ago today.
Damn.
You've heard of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, right?
Yeah. They are from California, I believe.
We play them occasionally on WMMS The Buzzard.
Once in a while, we'll treat the listeners to a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
And they are, of course, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. But they had 2 or 3 albums before they really started to people started to really kind of take notice of them. I think Mother's Milk was the one that I remember, 1989. They had a couple of cover songs on there. They had Higher Ground. They had Jimi Hendrix Fire. I think Knock Me Down was on Mother's Milk. And then Blood Sugar Sex Magic was the one which
the
just
breakout album,
blew them into the stratosphere.
Yeah. And it's weird to see a band like that where it takes them a few albums to kind of find their sound and see what they're going to do. You can see the progress through, and I actually appreciate that a lot. But then there's a band like Rage Against the Machine where you can watch one of their first concerts, and it's like them at a very small venue with not a lot of people there, and they sound like Rage from the rip.
There was a you might be talking about the one I saw. There was a video that was like they were playing like a
Rip Fest or
city
something.
park or something, and you're like, oh, 1991, and you're like, oh, that's Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah,
but the Red Hot Chili Peppers took them a little bit.
There's like 3 dozen people there. It's not a ton of people, and they're just kind of milling around. And as soon as you hear them start playing, it sounds amazing.
Yeah,
it's that powerfulness.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It is.
So. Red Hot Chili Peppers, 36 years ago. Today, they put out their self-titled album. I remember
Rick
writing...
James' death anniversary was just last week.
The who?
Rick James' death anniversary was last week.
It was last week.
Yeah, 16 years.
Yeah. Anthony Kiedis and Flea, they were your linchpins of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They had a guy who died from heroin. I think Hillel Slovak died of a heroin overdose early on, and they originally called themselves Tony Flo and the Masters of Mayhem, but, but obviously if you were into that kind of...
You know Pearl Jam's name before they became Pearl Jam.
Mookie Blaylock.
Jam Pearl.
That's a good one.
If you were into that white boy funk, you kind of can easily hear their influences, but I remember riding to Great America, which would later become Six Flags, with my girlfriend and her younger sisters. And they lived in the suburbs. And so we got out to her parents' house, and then we got on to Six Flags. Summertime, we're going to go out there, have fun, and they were blaring Blood Sugar Sex Magic, the album. And I had heard it, and I liked it, but now most of those songs are ruined for me because they were singing it in the car the whole way.
Yeah.
And to this day, and maybe I didn't realize it until just now, but to this day, I hate when people sing along in the car. It drives me insane. And it should...
I can relate to that.
People should have fun, you know, like in the car. But like if we're listening to something and she starts singing along with it...
You don't sing along, even if you're by yourself?
No. Nope.
Man, I am like a blasted scream at the top of my lungs kind of person.
That yesterday.
If I wanted to hear you, I would turn the song off completely and listen to you sing it.
Yeah, but it's not about you.
It's in my car, my rules.
Her happiness.
Which is why I don't say anything. But if it were you...
You don't sing along with a song.
Shut
I'll
up.
sing any song. I'll sing Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I know you would. I'm not... There's no...
Hot banana, moved to Indiana. How does that go?
This is not... Again, I don't care if the lyrics are right or not. That's not the issue. I would reach over and open your door up and kick you out while the car was moving.
Well,
if you did
joke's
that.
on you. I'm wearing my seatbelt.
I would undo your seatbelt first. See, you'd be so lost in the song that you wouldn't even notice what I was doing until I went. I have one of those. I have one of those blades that cuts your seatbelt in the event that your car is submerged and need to get out quickly. I've got one of those in my car. I would just cut your seatbelt, open the door, and I would kick you out the passenger
Just
side.
get an eject button.
I was singing along yesterday. I was listening to like a 60s channel, just driving around singing along to all the old 60s hits.
Such as?
Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
You were singing Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Yeah.
Which version?
60s?
Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr.?
No.
No.
Whichever one is the one that played. I don't know.
The
Who else has
Supremes?
done it? Supremes, yeah.
Supremes did it. That was the one I grew up
Supremes,
listening
yeah.
to. My
Supremes
mom
one.
loved the Supremes.
I'm just driving around, take my dog for a walk, singing to her. And she doesn't like it because she's got very sensitive ears. But I feed her, so she has to deal with it.
So despite that, you thought, well, it doesn't really matter to me that my dog has...
Nah, she was having fun. The windows were down. Her ears were flapping in the wind. She was having a great time. She doesn't care what I'm singing.
But she was...
Gets you amped up, and he's like, I love this. And I'm
It's
like,
great music, for one thing. And if this will motivate him...
whatever makes you do more push-ups, I don't care. And I've never, usually when I think of working out, I think of like hardcore rap or like metal.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to Lamb of God when I
And
work
then
out.
my dad is just like,
Because it makes him happy.
Cracks me up. Just imagine doing a little bit of cardio to this.
Listen, I think, well, it's got a good beat. I mean,
Right, yeah.
I think that, I think a lot of people use music to distract themselves from the suckiness that is working
It
out.
was the Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell version.
Wow.
Of Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
All right. I don't even think I know that one.
I'm getting into this.
It's the one that's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
Is this 70s? I think that's what my dad likes. 70s and like late 70s, early 80s.
Yes, this would have been 70s.
That's
Earth,
what he
Wind, and
likes.
Fire. Yep. Oh, so you give him lyrics.
Yes.
Got to do a
I
push-up.
sing to him while he does it.
Right.
Do your calf raises now.
Right. Ba, ba, ba. 1978.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bicep curls.
And then they get, oh, there you go.
It's fun.
So your
It
dog
was just a nice.
was-
It was a beautiful day on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We went and I threw a tennis ball for her for about half an hour. Got her nice and tired, and then we went for a walk in the park. She was just we were having a good day. Just dad and daughter.
It would be weird to write a song that becomes a huge hit for multiple people and people don't know you. Do you know who Ashford and Simpson are?
Yep.
Okay, they're the ones who wrote that song. The biggest hit they had was Solid as a Rock. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Solid. They were married. Nick
Sells
Ashford,
trucks.
Valerie Simpson. He was like this tall, I think he's dead now. He was this tall, like, Last Dragon looking dude, right? A disco guy. And so he and his wife they did a handful of albums themselves, but mostly wrote songs for other people. And it would be wild to write. Again, you're getting pizzade, but for everybody who records a song, you're getting money. But it would
you?
It would, huh?
Were they actually getting the money, or was it going to?
No, they wrote it.
Okay, well,
yeah, they were getting the songwriter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the money is. Even today, is songwriting. So, if you play on a song, whatever, you'll get some money for that. But if you wrote the song,
that's the way to go.
everybody who,
Well, that's why whenever I put out a comedy album, I do it all myself, because if I put it through like a distributor or something like that, they get half the money, and I'm not going to do that. I want all of it.
Right.
It's a big part at like country concerts. There'll be a few people I've seen, like Lee Bryce is one of the big ones.
Who?
Lee Bryce.
No, I was doing my impression of America.
Oh, cool.
Actually,
Lee Bryce?
no, that's not your impression of America. That's very popular.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's pretty big.
Oh.
But they will do.
They don't know Cramp Flag Water like they should, but that's a crime.
They'll do like a compilation song of all the songs they've written. I've seen a couple people. Cole Swindell did it too, where they'll be like, "Oh, this is a song I wrote," and I'm like, why did you write all those amazing songs?
Because you get paid.
Yeah, and I didn't realize. I'm like, why not keep that for yourself or whatever? And like, because you can sell it for a ton of money. And a lot of like #1 songs.
Not only that,
isn't that like the one guy before he got famous, like Stetson Whiskey Dong or whatever his name is?
Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, that's him.
He wrote a ton of songs for people. But
Yeah.
like Sia, the pop star, she wrote "Diamonds in the Sky."
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these people, they're like, I'm a songwriter. I'll write songs for people, and then the record label just goes, well, let's do, because pop stars aren't writing their own songs.
Yeah.
Few and far between. So they'll go, just there's 2 old Swedish guys writing every pop song that's out there.
Right.
That Rock and Roll Pumpkin that used to tour with Taylor Swift.
Are you thinking of the Smashing Pumpkins?
No.
Rock and Roll Pumpkin?
Well, he's not really rock and roll. He's more like a sad song pumpkin guy.
What do you mean pumpkin guy?
He looks like a pumpkin.
Oh.
What's
Charlie
his name?
Puth?
No, not him.
Don't know.
He was in
Ed
Harry
Sheeran?
Potter's, but yeah, that's him.
Who?
Ed Sheeran wasn't in a Harry Potter.
But he
was
looked
in
like
Game
he
of
was.
Thrones.
He might as well have been.
Ed Sheeran.
You ever seen those two side by side? The Harry Potter kid
Ron
and Ed
Weasley?
Sheeran? Yeah.
Yeah, Rupert
No.
Grint is the,
They look a lot alike.
No. I didn't know Ed Sheeran toured with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's how he got big.
Because he's selling like arenas and stuff out now. Yeah.
But that she was the one who kind of broke him in America.
Good for her.
But he was a songwriter first, right? I think
Yes.
he was writing songs and then he started doing his own thing. And I think he was one of those guys where like, well, the way you look isn't going to sell.
He's
so
not
we
an
want
attractive
you,
dude.
We want you to just write songs. But then he's like, I'm going to go sing some too. Because he can sing.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at it. I don't know if people knew that.
If you've got a song and somebody, a much bigger star, better looking, or they're like, I need one more song for my album that I have to turn into the record company.
Give me it.
Give me one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a song for Rihanna or what? Sheryl Crow wrote songs for people for a long time. That's
Chad
where the money
Kroeger.
is anyway, huh?
Chad Kroeger from Nickelback. He's
Heir
written a
to the
bunch of
supermarket
songs,
fortune. Yeah.
He wrote a whole bunch of songs, right?
I think he did. Yes. I think he wrote a lot of songs for people. But no, I do not sing along in the car.
That's sad.
That's
I feel like that's sad.
I feel like you're denying yourself something there.
It makes, trust me, I'm not a guy who denies himself things.
Sounds like you are.
No,
It's a stress
you're
reliever.
assuming that it's fun.
It is fun.
I'm not going to deny myself some fun.
It is fun.
It's not fun.
It's very fun.
No, it's annoying.
You're alone.
Yes.
So
And I don't want to.
It's not really something I do with other people in the car, but if it's me and I'm feeling it, I'll do it. It is a stress relief, and it's just
Even
like,
Steely
especially
Dan?
No,
on
I
a
will-
beautiful day
I will
with
drum
the
along.
windows down. It's nice.
Yeah.
I'll drum along with everything. No, because people can't sing.
Who cares?
So what? It's
you
not
got the
about-
windows down. Spare us.
Nobody's hearing it.
Well, then why the windows down?
Because
it's nice outside.
I'm not trying to. I'm not
Turn
doing
the
a
air conditioner on.
performance. I'm not doing. Well, I have the air conditioner on too. I like to really
Windows down and
Yeah.
I do that sometimes when it's
Yeah.
really hot out,
Yeah.
but I want the windows down. I'll do that.
He's
When,
trying
like,
to.
it's
He's
way
trying
too
to
hot.
bust the ozone layer back up.
Right.
Yeah. No, I get it. People love doing it. It's very.
I gotta be in the mood for it.
Yeah, it's not something I do
I've
every
seen
time
cr-
I get in the car, but it's sometimes like on a Sunday morning when it's nice out. You got the right song on. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
I've
and it's not
seen-
even something I think about. I just start doing it.
I've seen people in commercials. I know that it's supposedly a lot of fun.
Yeah,
But,
just like women on their periods always playing tennis. Don't trust commercials, Alan.
Horseback riding.
Yeah, people with herpes just out on a rowboat.
Actually, one of my friends has herpes, and he did crew in college. So that one I believe.
Did he have herpes while he was doing crew?
No way to tell. But his love for the maritime arts has never waned. So I can only imagine that he's still out there.
Would you say that it flares up?
I don't know.
From time to time.
We're not in that close touch anymore.
His love for rowing.
Especially because of the herp. Oh, I think his love for rowing has probably, yeah. It's a great workout, boy. Works everything. You know? Mm-hmm. We're talking about getting a Peloton at Casa Cox. And I'd rather have a hydro, which is a rowing machine.
Those are cool.
I hate rowing.
But it works
rowing
everything.
That's why I hate it.
It's so
it's
good
so
for you.
Hard. Yeah. Rowing is... I did like a trial of CrossFit a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. They did like this 2-month thing where it was like intro to CrossFit. If you're interested, it's a discounted rate. We'll teach you the basics. And I loved every aspect of it except rowing because I'm like, this is the hardest cardio exercise I've ever had to do.
Love rowing.
I don't know why.
Intro to CrossFit. Don't worry about form. Next.
No, they actually focused a lot on form.
Oh, they did? So not a
was.
true CrossFit studio then.
Well, but it was for almost entirely women,
Sure.
mostly over 40. And then there was like a couple girls my age sprinkled in here and there.
And once the rod dough gets you, you're out anyway, so whatever.
But whatever it was, I really, really hated rowing.
I love it.
It's
yeah,
real
you can get
hard.
a lot done in like 20 minutes. Like you do a rowing session for 20 minutes and you are going to be good.
Doesn't it measure it in like kcals or something? It measures it. The machine measures it
In
strangely.
cake calories, yeah. This is how many cakes you can eat if you do 20 minutes of rowing.
If you row for 20 minutes, you burned
It's
8
how many
cake
It's how many
calories.
K cups you can put in your little thing.
I think that just depends on the rower that you have, but I mean it's a very full body workout and it just kicks your ass. And then if you make it like a lot of tension on it, whew,
I love it.
You'll feel it.
My legs are so much stronger than my arms. So that's why I stay away from things like that. I'm like, I can bike, I can squat, I can do all that till whatever, but you give me 2 things I have to do with my
Really?
something.
You don't ever do push-ups or pull-ups or anything?
I do, but I avoid it.
Huh. I think you'd want to work on the glamour muscles a little bit.
But my arms have never been the problem areas.
They will be, though.
They will start to sag and droop and do the floppy bingo lady thing. But
Well, if you're not working them, yeah.
no, but I do between yoga and I honestly probably do 3 sets of 10 push-ups, so 30 push-ups twice a week. I probably do 60 push-ups a week.
60 push-ups a week.
That's enough for me. Just enough to keep it so I don't want big old man shoulders.
You're not going to
like,
get man shoulders by doing 60 push-ups a
I'm
week.
saying I don't do more than that because
You're not
I
going
don't
to get.
want them.
You'd have to do a hell of a lot more to get man shoulders.
300 a day.
Well, you don't
Depending
know.
on where your hands are, that's not even a trap exercise.
You weren't doing them right.
I wasn't doing them right for a very long
Yeah.
time. I put a video on Instagram and everyone's like, "You are going to blow your shoulders out if you keep doing them."
What
like
were you
that.
doing?
I had my hands by my chest and was going out with my elbows like completely out at like pointing east and west instead of having it next to my body and lowering myself down that way.
Yeah.
I just basically had them out like a
Ooh.
Tommy Pickles feet. but on my
How
arms.
did you arrive at
I
that?
have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're like chicken, but you've seen a push-up before.
I always
It's
thought
weird that you had your hands like pointed
they
in
weren't
like that.
facing in. My hands were
Okay.
facing like in my body like a plank, but my shoulders would go out to the side like
Yeah.
a bulldog.
Yeah, you'd like chicken wing out.
Yeah, almost like
I think
that.
there's a lot of people that would do it that way because that's
Because
like,
it's so
that's-
hard to do it the other way when you bring
But that's
your
like how
body
you
next
do it
to-
in gym class.
Yeah.
Because you're not really paying attention. You're just trying to get through the class.
And I'm not even gonna lie to you, being a woman, a lot of the time when people are like do push-ups, they're like, however you can get down there. If you gotta put your knees down, like they don't really pay attention to a lot of it.
I don't ever recall seeing anyone put their fingers in.
My fingers weren't in. I'm saying my fingers were forward, but my
Oh,
elbows
you elbow.
would go out.
Oh, I see. I see.
I
Which
sit
is
like
that's a
standing
very
like a
common way for
bulldog,
people to
kind
do it
of,
wrong.
yeah.
All right. See, I don't like all that pressure on the wrist, so
Yeah.
I use handles,
Mm-hmm.
and that way you can kind of break the plane and get a little lower anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to like go in or go out.
Yeah. I don't like lifting arms. It's one of those things where
Don't like lifting arms.
like focusing on your arm. I just keep my arms at my side. I never lift my arms. I don't know if you've noticed that
See,
about me.
spoken like somebody who was always on top in cheerleading.
Uh-huh.
You
I
never
don't
had to
lift.
worry about your arms.
Yeah, it was really awkward though when they try and like do the stuff where they put their arms up and stuff like that, and Mary's just got her hand down.
My
at her
hands are
side.
in my
Yeah.
skirt.
Yeah.
They're just in there. I'm like, sorry guys, I don't lift my arms. Not my
Look,
thing.
there's nothing here. Nothing here. Yeah. My I was kind of snuggling with my daughter, and she's playing around. She goes, "I'm going to lift your arm." And I said, "Okay." And she goes, "Just let your arm go limp." I go, "Okay." And she tried. I think she thought that my arm was made of styrofoam or something. I don't know. She couldn't believe how hard it was to lift my arm. I go, yeah, that's a human limb.
Yeah.
I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's just a regular human limb.
A small child.
Yeah, she's bench pressing my forearm. Yeah. Alan, I have my windows down right now, and I'm blasting down a pound with the sickness.
There you go.
There you go. People are calling me AC karaoke killer, and I'm just, it's not for me. I don't sing along in the car. I like the song, and I want to hear the song. I'm not going to sing over it.
And I like singing along with the song sometimes. It's fun.
Do you ever sing along with it and then play it again without you singing to hear the song?
No.
Every single time. No. That's crazy. I can sing along with the song and still enjoy it as much as if I wasn't singing along.
Okay. Alan, please tell Mary that everybody's legs are stronger than their arms. That's how anatomy works.
Are you sure?
She likes to run on all fours.
I'm seeing some dudes where that might not be true.
They got those tiny little legs and the jacked up body.
Well, sure. They'll always skip leg day.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I will lift legs or like work my legs probably if I'm working out 3 times as often as I will. For every 3 leg workouts, I'll do 1 arm.
So you want to be bottom heavy, is what you're saying?
I've been working on my butt, and my sister complimented it yesterday.
I don't
without
mean that. I mean
saying
you're going to
anything.
have no definition above the waist.
I don't know. I do them once or twice a week. I do 60 push-ups a week.
I do 60 push-ups a week.
That's a lot.
In a work week, that's 10 a day, 12 a day, 60 a week. Listen, just like your dad in the Earth, Wind, and Fire, it's better than 0, right? Whatever you can do to motivate yourself. Congratulations.
Working on the booty. So you let me be.
Girls love doing squats. 15 years ago, nobody cared about the ass. All of a sudden, Instagram girls, all they're doing are squats.
That was one of my New Year's resolutions this year.
Do more squats?
Get a booty.
Or sing along to more songs in the car. Huh?
Abs and a booty were the 2 things I wanted this year as far as fitness goals went.
But you know the best way to get abs is to work every part of your body.
I know, cardio and eating right.
Arms.
I know.
Shoulder.
Listen, I'm also doing yoga again, too. So let me go.
You go.
And read books, and I've read 4 books.
Somebody earlier in the show texted and said, tell Mary thank you so much for that recommendation of the other woman or whatever.
That was the one with the crazy mom.
The big twist.
The book I'm reading right now kind of sucks. I'm halfway through it, and I'm like, I don't even want to finish it. But then I feel like a quitter. And then I have friends who read
but why
they're
waste
like,
time?
That's exactly what they said. They're like, if you're 100 pages in and you don't like it, don't read the other 200 pages.
Right.
It's not worth it.
It's not going to get better.
No.
If the author hasn't pulled you in the first couple of chapters.
Well, it's just super unnecessarily descriptive. Like every new character they introduce, they will spend 2 pages describing what they look like, what room they're in, and I'm like, you're not getting anywhere with the story.
It's like reading Bret Easton Ellis.
Oof.
Over descriptive.
I don't like it.
All right, I got a break. 4:30 is going to be the next chance for you to get yourself $1,000 and go fund yourself. But at 4:20, I'm going to get the first person set up to see this Metallica live show. First show of 2020. It's going to happen at the Drive-In, and you will be there with some pals. So we'll do that coming up.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7.
216-578-1007 if you want to join us. Poundcake out this week. So I'll be picking up your calls. Hello? Just like that, except you wouldn't be. Dial tone. 35192 if you want to text. If you want to watch, you can go to alancoxshow.com, where you will also be met by a brand new Alan Cox Show Instagram hotties and a new episode of the Bill Squire Show. Our live stream today, however, brought to you by Dorothea Patrodoggle. So many thanks to her. Each and every day we've kind of deputized someone on our extensive Alan Cox Show staff to oversee the live stream. Bill is, of course, our video director, but he does need kind of a right-hand person to just make sure that everything runs smoothly.
Yeah, I like to give people opportunities, get their name out there, just be recognized for the hard work they do. Also, I just
Today that name is Dorothea Patrodoggle.
Yeah, she's doing good stuff. If you want to come see me at Hilarities this weekend, I just got a promo code, so you don't have to pay full price. We'll hook you up a little bit if you use the promo code ACS, which I have no way to know what that stands for.
All comedy stinks.
Just go to hilarities.com.
Air conditioning supplies.
They might have that. So ACS, you get half off tickets. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
With Mike Paramore.
Yes, co-headlining.
Yeah. If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio from outside Ohio, tell me where you do that. Steve is a listener in Humboldt County, California. He's living on the side of a mountain, according to him. Aaron listens in Davenport, Iowa. Kevin's up in Jamestown, New York. Luke is a bureau chief in Colorado Springs. Justin is out in Lake Tahoe. And we have a lot of bureau chiefs, by the way, in the greater Baltimore metropolitan area. They had a huge explosion on the northwest side of Baltimore that they're chalking up to a gas line that was either not tended to or was faulty. A huge explosion. Leveled 5 houses, I think. There's still people trapped in the rubble.
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. One resident said, it's like a bomb. Mm-hmm. Which, yeah. So they said, someone in charge of whatever there in Baltimore said that we're at borderline mass casualty. The explosion has affected up to a 3-block radius. So I'm curious what the minimum number is for a mass casualty. Because mass casualty makes you think of the explosion in Beirut.
Yeah.
Mass casualty.
Or I think of, like, the Boston bombing.
How many
people were killed in the Boston bombing?
I'd say like 50 or something.
Okay, so that's a mass casualty event.
But I might be wrong.
Well, they call mass shootings, and is it with more than 10?
Well, I think it's fewer than that. No,
yeah.
Mass shooting is like 4 or more people killed, I think. But mass casualty, I don't know if legally not legally, but like data-wise, if it means anything different. If it's not gun-related, I don't know. But anyway, huge explosion on the northwest side of Baltimore. And if you
3.
More than 3?
No, there's 3. I mean, in the Boston Marathon bombing, there's 3 deaths and 264 injured. So there was tons of
Only
injuries.
3 dead in that?
Only 3 dead.
Oh, I thought there were more. And that's not counting like the cops that he killed, and right? His brother killed. Like they just took that dude's. They just like reversed that kid's death sentence or something, didn't they? Isn't that kid back in the Johar Tsarnaev?
Yeah, death sentence overturned for Boston Marathon bomber.
Yeah, because of some, I think, legal. I don't know.
Loophole or
yeah,
something?
no, but like somebody, I think having to do with, they said that the jury couldn't have been impartial because it was so much coverage, which you'd think they would have figured out from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, how are we gonna, that's the kind of case where how are you ever going to get people that
have never heard of it or don't already have an opinion.
So for our bureau chiefs in Baltimore, chin up. By the way, I think we can all get ourselves in this frame of mind that the United States stands alone in its willful ignorance against the coronavirus. Granted, we are putting up some amazing numbers, right? We are number 1. But there are people in every country who are causing problems. People who are screaming about their masks, or people... There's a guy in Canada who walked into a Target and started scraping a lot of stores have put the stickers on the floor that say stand here, 6 feet apart for social distancing. Target's the first store I can remember doing that. And there's a guy in Canada who's just saying that he's scraping for liberty. They're calling him a male Karen. And he was just scraping the stickers off the floor. I don't know what you're trying to prove, or I'm not quite sure what.
So he's anti. So, like, the anti-mask thing is one thing. But to go as far as saying, I don't want to keep my distance from people.
Well, I think they kind of fall in line with if you're anti-mask, I think you think that the whole thing's made up or it's overblown or whatever.
I just hear, when I hear that, I hear the Ricky Bobby when he's like, you don't understand because you don't understand liberty. You don't understand freedom.
Now, this is a Canadian guy. So again, we tend to think of everyone in Canada as being super nice and whatever. Canada's like, and people are people. And just because Canada has a different kind of governmental and structure than we do, Canada's got huge racial problems. Canada, most of Canada, you get outside the cities, most of Canada is like Arkansas. It just is. And so this guy was very upset at the stickers. Remind me of my days working at the bakery, where we had the long poles with the blades on the bottom, scraping up the dough that the ladies in the bakery had dropped and subsequently stepped on in their quest to provide people with delicious cupcakes and pastries. And then our job was to scrape all that stuff off the floor and throw it away so that the next day when they came in, the ladies at the bakery, the hard-working hens filing in there at 4 a.m, would have a clean workplace. Granted, I didn't get my own pole with a blade on it. I had to use the one that was provided to me. If I had the Moxie back then, I didn't know what my life had in store. That could have been where my career ended. It might have behooved me to have my own pole with a blade on it.
It could have been like the natural. You're out there in a storm, a lightning strikes a tree, you carve your own pole, you get your own blade, and you show up there and you scrape like nobody's ever scraped before.
They did tell me that I had a natural affinity for scraping dough off the floor. I do recall that. I didn't get the reference at the time.
Something about scraping by that you're just so good at.
Something about this guy.
I'd scraper, I'd scrape in the morning, I'd scrape in the evening, all over this land. I'd scrape for justice, I'd scrape for freedom.
Karen, call extension 240. Karen, extension 240.
Now that's probably code, isn't it?
Yeah.
Karen 240.
Sounds like it.
On to clapping this?
This is Corona Hard Seltzer. 0 grams.
Get out of my store now!
Call the police! Call them!
I'm sorry.
I will comply with the police! Not you or you!
Please leave the store.
You can say please, but they're not saying please to us from the World Health Organization. They're not saying please as they rewrite our society.
Okay, so worst part of any of these videos is the person's being yelled at loud and clear. Anyone in a position of authority, like, sir, get out of here, please. Please get out of here.
He has a mask on while he's doing this?
Hell no. This guy?
How'd he get in?
The manager yelling at him, huh?
How'd he get in? Aren't they not allowed to come in without masks?
No, but these stores aren't enforcing it.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Sir, you got to put a mask on. What, is he going to scream in your face?
We need some pushback now, or there'll be pushback never. So we're not playing around anymore. We're scraping for truth.
I like that.
Scraping for truth. He's really trying to get a catchphrase out of this.
Hashtag scraping for truth.
Planned Parenthood took a shot at that hashtag. Didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
But this guy might be able to get it off the ground. I like that to him, really standing up against the man is scraping off the stickers on the floor at Target.
It's upsetting.
That's his last line of defense.
A day shift manager.
Yeah.
Just trying to do her job.
Sir.
Please stop. Please stop, sir.
Like, isn't it enough that we let you walk in here pissing and moaning about your mask? We let you in, okay? We let you in so you could liberty shop or whatever, and now you're scraping our sticker. Just
please.
There's a compromise here. Come on, man.
Right, and
it's a
Target
compromise we're not even supposed to be making, quite frankly.
It's not the government. It's Target.
We've been compromised to the point of whatever. I think in Canada, Target is recognized as an arm of the government. I think that's...
Is that why it's red and white?
I got to tell you, I didn't think that Target was even in Canada anymore. Because Target is kind of this famous story of a company that tried to explode into Canada and that just didn't work. Like, they tried to expand too quickly, too big, and Canada didn't care about Target. I didn't think there were any left. I don't know where this is other than Target in Canada.
For freedom. Everybody, out of the store, please, or shut the doors. Yeah, you're so brave. Why are you leaving? You're gonna beat me up.
Why are you leaving? Because I don't want you to beat me up. That's why.
So that's when the scraping stops?
I don't know.
You scrape for liberty until it might backfire? This guy's weak.
I don't know. It's a Canadian Karen.
I just feel bad. I feel so bad for those managers, man. Where
The
they're like,
workers
listen,
and stuff like
listen,
that,
I woke up late. I stepped on my glasses this morning. Like, this is the last, my gas light's been on for 2 days. This is the last thing I need from you, man. Please, I make $8 an hour. Please stop.
Did you see the video of the girl that's walking around in a Target and she's got the basket holder and she's just dragging it around with a basket in it? And there's a
like it's a roller bag at the airport.
Yeah, and an employee at Target stops her and goes, excuse me, this is the holder. You're not supposed to carry this around. She's like, well, it's too heavy. I got stuff in here. It's too heavy. I can't carry it around. He's like, but you're scraping up the floors and it's making this terrible squeaking sound. You're supposed to carry that. And she's like, I can't carry it. It's so heavy. And he's like, then get a cart.
Yeah, you know what else has wheels? A cart.
Yeah.
I thought that was her arguing with her boyfriend. I
No,
thought that was
he's an employee.
Oh, that video looked to me like somebody who was trying to go viral. Because I thought she was arguing. I thought somebody filmed her and her boyfriend arguing at the end of the aisle or something.
No, that was, as
was
far
an
as I know, that
employee?
was an employee. And he was explaining to her that that's not how you use those. And that happens all the time. There's like hundreds of pictures of people that will use the cart holder at Target and just drag it around.
And they don't see other people with just the basket, or they don't care?
They don't care. They're just like,
I got to tell you, I didn't even know those things had wheels on them.
I didn't either.
it doesn't have wheels. That's the whole point.
They're just dragging it.
They're dragging a piece of metal against the floor.
Wouldn't it like skip?
Well, no, wouldn't. I would think dragging it against the floor would be harder than carry. She goes, it's too heavy to carry.
It's too heavy to carry.
Dragging it would create
it's
more friction
it's
than
smooth
gravity.
metal, so it will, and it's that smooth Target like linoleum or whatever, so it's easy to drag it on there. But it's making a horrible squeaking noise. It's not pleasant.
She's probably my sister in no push-ups, to be honest with you. It's so heavy.
You know what it is, though? These managers, it's like Black Friday every day now. You don't have a huge rush of people, but they trickle out now. Every day you got to deal with... That's why the guarantee they get a code now. Karen, extension 240. You know, like code red at a hospital or at a Mountain Dew factory.
We did that. We had that in our elementary school where they would be like, teachers, please bring your red folders to the meeting at the end of the day. And then that meant lockdown. And
really?
I swear. And then all of that. So that way, if that meant there was someone in the building, because this was like right around Columbine time that they started doing all this, was teachers bring your red folders to the meeting. And then when everything was safe, they would announce teachers bring your green folders.
Gee, what kid could crack that code?
But that's
Especially when you tell all the kids.
Well, yeah, that's
Kids,
true.
red folder means that we are all hiding under our desks hoping you guys are okay. And then when green folder, when you hear that, it means
it was if anybody got into the building that shouldn't be in there. Not necessarily
Right.
a shooter that's a student, but if anybody was in that was unsafe. Red folder, green folder.
Gotcha. And got past the school security.
Yes.
Yeah. There was somebody in Colorado who was talking to seniors about the sacrifices they're making. And, these people are old enough to remember World War II. And so their responses are pretty much what you think they would be. Yeah, World War II was a tough time. This isn't anywhere near that. If we could do it in the big one, we could do it in this one. You're killing the greatest generation. Of course, they didn't call themselves the greatest generation at the time. They're called that by the subsequent generation. In retrospect, these people were the greatest generation. That's why it's so difficult. You know, you really should, in as much as you can, this is not a country that reveres its elders. Because when a country, even though it's a young country, you know, other countries revere their elders because they go much further back with them. There's much more of a focus on the nuclear family, more familial ties. Grown men and women, mostly men, grown men in other countries who still live with their family and things like that. Here, we've gotten so far away from that you can't really blame younger generations for not getting that their grandparents lived through some shrimp. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of them, you know, if their grandparents were active duty military, they don't want to talk about it. You know, for Gen Xers, our parents didn't want to talk about Vietnam.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's that whole American Pickle movie that Seth Rogen put out. Is he plays his great-great-grandpa that was coming over from the Eastern Bloc, and it was just terrible. Like, their whole life was terrible over there. And, like, they're talking, there's a scene that's pretty funny, and they're talking about their hopes and dreams. It's like, I hope to one day have seltzer water. That's it. That's his whole dream.
Bubbly water, yeah.
I don't want the bubbles.
It looks delicious.
I think we've become a little selfish, perhaps.
World War II was what a goal. We had a good reason to come together. This virus thing is so unknown, and that's what makes it scary.
Everybody should wear a mask.
If a mask will make the difference, we should wear it.
Wearing the masks is for everyone's good.
But they sure are inconvenient. I don't get an awful lot of kisses anymore.
Like that. Hey, nobody wants to kiss us anymore. Right, Grandma?
Boner.
What?
Boner.
What?
Boner.
Oh, Grandma, I miss you. Yeah, so the oldsters are, you know, but again, we're going to have to sacrifice those people if we want to get the economy up and running. So if you want to give Grandpa one last kiss goodbye, you better do it on the forehead. Because
from 6 feet away.
The cheek is off limits. Okay, I've got a break. When I return, I'm going to put you and some pals in a car, and we're going to just send you to the drive-in. All this week, I'm going to have the passes for you. Metallica's first show of 2020 is going to be a one-night exclusive concert that's going to be on screen at the drive-in, okay? It's August 29th. I'm going to give you a car pass. It's good for 6 people. I'm going to throw in 4 digital download codes for S&M 2, which they are dropping as well. So $420 all this week is when you'll be able to get your mitts on this. They are on sale Friday at noon through Ticketmaster, but I'll hook you up before then. So if you're a Metallica fan, I'll get you set up coming back here, and then $430 is going to be the next chance for you to grab $1,000 and go fund yourself.